today we will be discussing our favorite music genres as well as our concert experiences. My name is Ana Hernandez. This is CJ and Anna. Today we will be exploring the different kinds of music genres we have known through our childhood, examining how those genres have shaped us into the person we are today. So let's start with Anna.
So for me, growing up, a lot of the music that we would listen to at the house, it was usually like the typical like cleaning weekend kind of music, if you could call it that. It was like Jenny Rivera was like that more upbeat banda kind of feel, gets you going in the morning, or even like Marco Antonio Solis. He tends to be a very like popular artist with like the older generation. So a lot of times it would be those two people, musicians, I should say, and there's two songs from them that like I kind of carry with me till this day that had like a big impact on me. It was Marco Antonio Solis Navidad Sin Ti. That one is kind of like a heartbreak love song kind of
Very
feel.
nostalgic.
It is.
I think it talks a lot about it's about like when you miss someone, right?
Yeah, like
Like
missing
missing someone on Christmas and the holiday and how
Yeah.
it's like whether that person's not here or whether they're away, but it's very nostalgic. I've listened to it. I think I listened to it this past Christmas and I was like bawling, even though I don't miss anybody, but it's a good song.
Yeah, like even if you don't miss anybody, it still gets to you because
Yeah.
it's just the raw emotions of that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then even Jenny Rivera, like she's a big like cultural impact of her music too. You know, a lot of people, they'll even heartbreak songs too. But like Mariposa de Barrio, I feel like from people who come from Mexico coming to America, that song could be very impactful to them too. Just knowing where you come from, but not letting that really stop you in any way. Just kind of using it as like a fuel to get to where you want to be. Yeah. But my dad's music taste is kind of more like rockish, more like living in the moment. So I guess that influenced me too to just kind of go with the flow and be more upbeat from time to time. And people like Queen, El Tri, which is a rock musician. Have you ever heard of any of those?
El Tri, they're still popular till this day. I think they still have concerts. I still listen to them, so
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they kind of have a nostalgic feel to them as well. For like the older generation, the older Mexicans who really like that rockish tone.
I think when you listen to El Tri, you're like in that like mood that you're like
Yeah.
as soon as even if you don't speak the language, it just you feel that you feel it, the music in your body.
Because even him, like El Tri, he also has like very emotional songs, but it's still like it doesn't make you feel like sad. It kind of it's like that hopeful, like you're hanging on to that hope.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. What about you, CJ?
So because you guys have like some Hispanic background, that's like similar to mine, because I'm more Filipino. So my mom, she was like heavy on the Filipino music growing up, and like I remember it because in my SUV that we still have to this day, she would have this like CD that plays the music video on the TV in the car.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was like so like it was really cool to like watch on the TV, and then like I hear it on the speakers in the car, and it would be a song called Para Sa Akin by City, and it basically translates to For Me, and it's a Filipino bossa nova love song, and it just brings me back to the times where like I was growing up so much. Like I was either like 4 or 3 years old, and I just if I heard it today, it would be really nostalgic to
Mhm.
hear. And I actually played it.
So what is it about? Can you just give us like an overview of?
Um, so like growing up, because I didn't really like wasn't able to translate the lyrics myself because I was still like a little young. But what I could pick up is like this girl, she she wanted to like love this man, or like she had a desire to love this man, but I guess he couldn't like get her feelings right, and then she just wanted him to be for her. So I guess you can say that's where the title comes from. And then I also had some other, or I also explored some more genres growing up, and it comes from my dad's side. It was mostly the radio songs that would come up during that time, and you have like artists like Bruno Mars. There's like some Rihanna, and like bands like Black Eyed Peas, or even the old songs on the radio. But I would enjoy more of the 2000 hits. And one song that comes up, or like that highlights what I listened to a lot in that time, is like the Bruno Mars song "Just the Way You Are," and
I love Bruno Mars.
and like it was just such a young love song, and like for me, because I was still a child, I couldn't really like understand what it meant yet. So, but I was singing in the car all the time.
I didn't know Bruno Mars was Filipino, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I also didn't really know that either. I also learned that like kind of like when I was in middle school or stuff like that. But I thought it was really cool that an artist like that is like me in a way. And then I also can connect to like my dad's like band genres that he liked. So like the Black Eyed Peas and like AC/DC, like rock stuff too.
AC/DC, I remember them too.
Yeah, I remember he played his like he had like the DVDs of their concerts. So at home he would play it on the TV. And like I just remember like a bunch of like people just playing instruments a lot.
Yeah. And how's like music for you guys, like in a party, like growing up, you know? Like I have a friend that's Filipino, and she told me that growing up, like in parties, you know, for her, they would listen to Mexican music, but mostly line dancing, and I was like, what? So how was it? How was that?
Well, basically what your friend said, like line dancing and like Hispanic music.
Like El Caballo Dorado, which...
Oh, dude, dancing that at like weddings or like...
That gets me sweaty. There's like a slow version and a fast version, right?
It starts slow.
But there's two versions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a slow one and a fast one.
But they have different names, right? It's
El
Caballo Dorado and then something else.
Yeah, something else, but I just know it's El Caballo Dorado.
Oh, yeah. Because they usually play them like right after each other.
Yeah.
But it can get pretty like,
oh yeah,
intense.
yeah. Now I remember. It would be the slow one, then they would play the fast one.
And then like you kind of in your head, or at least for me, I just think it's one long song. So then I'm like, when is it gonna stop? Because it gets pretty intense. Like once it gets that rhythm picked up, people start stepping on you. People start.
I think for that, when it comes to the fast one, you need to know where to stand. Like at least for me, I know I couldn't be in the middle because I feel like I would be like in the middle of everyone. But yeah, I would be like in the corner just in case I messed up, no one noticed.
Or you can just like kind of.
And people don't stop for you.
No, they don't.
They just keep going.
Yeah, it's like oops.
Yeah.
Too bad. So yeah, I guess like the placement for those two is like if you're good, go closer to the middle. If you're not that good, stay on the edges. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Well, this wraps up our first segment, and after the break, we will be back to discuss our favorite music genres and how we found it. Thank you.
College just got affordable. Up to 100% of enrollment fees can be reimbursed for first-time college students taking full-time classes. At Solano Community College, we are taking full advantage of this to further your future. With certificate and degree programs in industrial technology, aeronautics, biotechnology, and many others, Solano Community College is a staple for success. For more information, please contact the Financial Aid Office at 707-864-7000.
Welcome back to our second segment, and we will be discussing our genres and favorite artists and how we found it. So I think today right now we should start with CJ since we did Anna last.
So, my favorite genre of music right now would have to be like R&B and like K-pop. But like, one of my favorite artists is like, her name's Twee, and like I'm basically wearing her T-shirt right now.
Wow.
It's from her concert that I
What
went
does it say, girls?
It says "Girls Like Me Don't Cry," but it's like a title from her like album. And I went to her concert, I guess you could say, well, a year ago, because it hasn't been a full 2 years yet. But I like her vocals a lot, and that's what makes me like her music, and then like the beats of her songs, and then it's kind of like an R&B style, and like I actually really like R&B style music more than like what I hear on the radios, which is like basically every type of genre. And going back onto my when I said K-pop, that I like K-pop, it was just because it came from my childhood as well. Like some of my family, like my cousins, they would listen to a bunch of it, and so I only liked like how it sounded, which is basically like how I still like it. Like it's because it's a different language, like you can't really understand it or you can't even relate to it, but I still can find my way to like it just because of how it sounds, how the singers sound like. And then
How did you end up finding Two? Like, how did you discover her music?
so for Twee, I actually found her music on social media.
I
But
never heard of her, so I'm gonna have to listen to her after this.
But I actually, well, like not really on social media first, but like my sister, I guess she had like one of her songs on her phone, like in the car, and then I was like, oh, this sounds like really good, like, or I would sneakily like put it in my playlist to act like I didn't like her, but then I did, and then she started popping up on my social media more, and I guess you could say that's where I got more exposed to her music, and like even other artists in her same genre, and yeah. Well, what about you guys?
Well, for me, my favorite artists, they do fall under the K-pop category. Their name is BTS, but I don't think I would necessarily say, oh yeah, this is a K-pop group. Because yes, their music is mainly, in their native language, Korean, but within their discography, sorry, I can't say that word, but like all of their songs that they release, all of their albums, it's like so many genres of like R&B, hip hop, especially their like earlier years of making music, and it's just very inspirational. Like, yes, I might not completely understand the language, but nowadays people translate the lyrics. They put out so much content that's very relatable to like young people, and just like finding yourself and being comfortable with yourself, and just not letting people really dictate who you have to be or where you have to end up. As long as you're content with yourself, you're being a good person. Yeah,
And I feel like music does that for us as human beings a lot. Like we can identify either with an artist or with a song.
yeah.
And sometimes, at least for me, like sometimes, like I'll listen to a song and for some reason it's just exactly what I'm going through.
Yeah.
and I'm just like, did they write this for me or what?
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's pretty good.
yeah.
Like,
For me, I'm a little different though. So I grew up listening to a lot of Mexican music, and then I kind of just started listening to like more hip hop and R&B, and I wouldn't say I have a favorite genre or artist, but I do listen to more Mexican music now. I enjoy like corridos and banda, and it's just, it's different. It's
Yeah.
definitely different, and I feel like in the Hispanic, well, in every culture, there's just like so much, like in the Hispanic culture, for example, right? Um, you have like someone singing, banda or whatever, but they're from another country. Like let's just say, like for example, like I didn't know Bad Bunny was like from Puerto Rico, and I like how I was listening to him the other day, and he advocates a lot for Puerto Rico. Like he talks a lot about the poverty there and everything going on with the government, and I just, I like when artists do that.
Oh, yeah.
I like when they advocate for their own people, and it makes you feel good that there's people out there that have a platform
Yeah.
and they're willing to use it.
That's kind of how I feel with BTS as well,
Mhm.
because although their government is very like, it's not bad, but every country has its problems. But more so for them, like it's very, you can't outright say like, oh, I don't like this about what's going on. But in some of their songs, like you can kind of get the feel of like they're standing up for themselves and the people and the situations going on around them. And it's just like I can still remember the first day I discovered their music, which I feel is kind of crazy because it's been like what, maybe 10 years since that first day that I can still remember like, oh yeah, because they just had such a great impact in my life, and how like they really give me that courage in a way to just be content with myself. Even
So you feel like BTS is like like the artist or band or group that inspires you,
Oh yeah, for
Yeah?
sure, for sure.
And for you, CJ?
I would say what inspires me a lot is just like artists who come like from a similar background as me, and it's just more relatable. And I think that's just a big part of like my music, like I would say playlists a lot. It's mostly like I try to find representation through the music, and like if they like sound good to how I like it, then like I'll obviously listen to it more. And then that's basically it. But also for artists that are not like me, like who are like other races or not, then I usually like just listen to them based off like if they're popular or stuff. Like, and then it's kind of like me going on a bandwagon about like people who like other artists and all that. But like I try to like at least give it a chance to listen to them a lot.
Yeah, like keep an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you kind of like, are you big on using TikTok?
Well, like that's where I get like some of the songs I like to listen to, but
'Cause I
like,
find some artists that I like now from there too.
mm-hmm. And they're like really smaller.
Mhm.
No, like they're not even on the radio yet. But
And that's pretty cool. Like
Mhm.
I know there's this Mexican artist that I used to I still listen to him, but now he's super big. Do you guys know Peso Pluma?
Oh
Mhm.
Yeah, I started listening to him when he was not even on the radio. Like he just had his first video, but then he became famous when a top artist, brought him and he made a song with him. So that's when he like became this famous person.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool to see, a person just be here and then go from here to here. And then when they're here, I love when they use their platform, their money, and just advocate, and it just inspires you, to yeah. This is so exciting. Like I like how there's so many cultures and backgrounds, and although we come from the same Hispanic culture, I like how we're so different and we're able to, share our experiences.
I think maybe also like tying back to the different kind of genres that I listened to in my childhood made me kind of more open to liking like very like untypical kind of genres of music, because a lot of people, like friends that I've met or like still have, that's kind of like usually a first kind of like question they ask you, oh, what kind of music are you into? And like, I don't know, something about the way I look, they just kind of assume that I would say like, oh, maybe like rock music. And like, yeah, I do like it, but it's not like my go-to. But I do enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, music is life, literally. So this wraps up our second segment, and we'll be back with our favorite concert experiences.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's
nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have.
On-the-job training is huge.
You get the hands-on experience.
When someone asks who can do it, you can raise your hand and say, I can do it. So
joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Stand by, we're going to go to cut one. And cut one. Cross court to Audrey Jones. Audrey for three! It is good! With 1.3 seconds left on the game clock, Audrey Jones with one of the biggest shots.
The sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
Okay, so now we'll be talking about our favorite concert experiences. I'm excited.
So I recently I'm going to be talking about 2 concerts that I've been to, and I'm going to tell you like the differences about the audiences and all of that. So basically, so I went to Twee's concert, and
how do you say her name?
Twee.
Twee?
Okay. It's like THUY, but Twee. And then
it reminds me of the what's the one like cartoon? Yeah. Yeah.
I keep thinking
like if I forget, I'm gonna look up Tweety.
Okay, so according to the article that was titled Twee makes a stunning return to the Bay, inspires the most wholesome mosh pit ever, by Olivia Cruz Mayeda. She stated that at one point she asked everyone to turn their phones into flashlights into a makeshift halo around a couple that was in the crowd, and tell them to look lovingly into each other's eyes. So basically what happened at the concert is that she has this one love song called Universe, and like the audience became really slow, and they turned all their attention to like one couple that she pointed out, and then the whole mood was just really like lovingly, and like all of according just to that one couple that she pointed out. And I guess you could say with like an artist like her audience is like more slow, like more vibey to like her music. And then I also went to a K-pop concert recently for ENHYPEN, and according to the review article named ENHYPEN Looks Ready for Its Fate at Oakland Arena by Roman Gokman, he stated that judging by enthusiastic crowd reactions, which included ear-piercing screams, massive sing-alongs, and plenty of creative homemade signs, like for posters. So
I like when people make posters and they're like, they say like a message like, you know, I don't know, like give me a shout out or shout out this person, or and then the artist will see it and they'll be like, oh come on, or you know.
But sometimes they go overboard and like then you can't see the artist, but I understand it's like that excitement of like, oh look, like I made this for you.
Like I've seen before where like they'll talk about like a disability from someone and they want that person, you know, to be acknowledged or see them, you know. I love when they do that. So.
And then going back, so that crowd was more like energetic and they were all screaming for the artist. And For the Hyphen concert, and they were more energetic than the Tweet concert, and it was that I would say that would be the difference with the concerts, because you get to like dress up more, you get to do whatever, like more. There's like it's a big arena too, and they have these like things that you call light sticks that they use, and I kind of brought one today.
Cool.
It kind of looks like this. And like when you go to an arena, they turn it on and it like matches with like the songs they sing.
So does it turn on?
I didn't really bring batteries today, but like it's supposed to light up when you turn it on, and it's supposed to be connected to like the arena's like audio system, and they get to like it goes with the songs that they play, and then yeah, but like
So it's just a glow stick.
yeah, it's basically a glow stick, but like it's really fun to have when you're at a concert,
Yeah,
like
it's
a
pretty
K-pop
cool.
concert.
It's really cool.
And then, well, because what about you guys?
Well, my favorite concert, it took place in Las Vegas. It was a BTS concert, no surprise there. But it was like their first concert since the pandemic, and it was like large scale, and it was just really cool. Like, not just the concert itself, but the whole city kind of turned into this like festival. According to C. Moon Reed in an article, Consequence of Sound, perhaps because there was always another visiting celeb, the city rolls out the red carpet for no one. That's until BTS arrives in the Sin City. And I think they said that because
Where did you say this concert was?
Las Vegas.
I feel like just having a concert over there, it's like an
big
experience.
thing.
I think just being in that city itself is an experience on its own.
That's true, but for them, like they had whole cafes, like this little cafe that was like themed with like drinks and snacks that
Pretty cool.
the people like. And even in the hotels, there was like a special package where if you booked the room, you would get like little freebies in your room. And also there was like a whole art exhibition in Area 15 of just like behind the scenes of the concerts and them getting ready for it. And then throughout like the whole city, you know how they have like those big signs of like welcome to Las Vegas, or even you know what the fountain is called? The fountain in front of the
I don't know what it's
hotel?
called, but
I think
I've
it's
seen
just
it.
the Bellagio
The
fountain.
Bellagio fountain, right? That like it was all turned purple because purple is the color associated with them. So it's just like this big celebration of like, oh, you know, they're here to perform. They're here for the fans once again after such a long wait. And it's just like nothing I've ever experienced. I did go to their previous concert in Los Angeles, and it was like the same, not exactly the same, but the same, like, you know how they each concert has a theme with like their album? It was the same, but like the crowd just felt just there was a different vibe where it was just like, wow, maybe it was like all the extra little things you got to do within the city, but it was just it was amazing. And they have their own light stick as well. I forgot to bring it, but it's really cool. And it even has its own app where if you're not at the concert, you can still kind of like play around with it and like change the colors. And I just think it's like a really cool thing that K-pop artists tend to do. Like almost every group has their own light stick, right? Because yours is NCT. Yeah, so they all have like the different shapes and different. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like how you mentioned that how the hotels would have special, would go with the theme as well. And that just made me think about how, so I used to be a server in like a resort, but that just made me think about how like hotel would make money. So I guess everybody profits from
from them coming into the city.
But like you said, I feel like in Las Vegas it would be like way different because it's a party. It's a
really
party.
is, yeah.
Everybody goes over there to party, like, But yeah. So for me, I'm more of a, like I said, I listen to more Mexican music. So I do go to like bailes or, well, I used to go. I'm a mom now. Or jaripeos. Jaripeos are more like a rodeo. They're like more during the day, and yeah, they're super fun. You know, that I feel like the attire for everyone, you know, every genre is also different. Like, let's say for the
Yeah.
jaripeo, the rodeo is more like boots, like cowboy boots, because you're like in the open, you know,
With
the
like
open,
dirt and
yeah,
stuff,
you
yeah.
know.
Because I
But
think for like K-pop concerts, they tend to be very dressy,
mhm.
and it's usually with like relation to kind of how they're dressed in music videos. They kind of
Mhm.
make like their inspired look, and it's kind of like a little gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Or even like I mean, I didn't go to this concert, but like Karol G, you know, like how she had her
Oh,
hair
yeah.
blue,
People wore
and then
wigs,
like
right?
people would
Yeah.
go to the concerts in their hair like blue,
Mhm.
you know. So I thought that was pretty cool. How, you know, that just tells you how the artist inspires people.
Yeah, like that impact.
Yeah.
Because even like in the arena itself, depending on like the artist, they have like specialty drinks during that like concert date, or like special specific foods, right? Have you
Mhm.
guys ever like experienced that? Or like the fans themselves make things and then hand them out for free to each other.
Mhm.
Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, CJ?
Me too. I would say for like you know, cup sleeves or something like that, and they would come like for drinks and
Yeah.
like or like something like at the K-pop concert, give like photo cards of like who the art, like a picture of an artist, or like they're just creative with all
But I
those
feel like
things.
even if you don't like the artist, but you had a great time, you come out of there like excited, and you
Oh, yeah.
even keep whatever they gave you because you
Mhm.
know you had a great time. You know?
Because I feel like sometimes that's also how you can find like, oh, like the new artist you like, right? Because you'll invite your friends or someone to go with you, and then you just have a great time. Concerts are definitely an experience that people should try and go to at least once. For sure.
Well, this wraps up our third segment. Today we discussed the music genres that we grew up with and how it influenced the person that we are now. Thank you for being here with us today. My name's Anaí, CJ, and Anna.